Welcome back, folks. I'm about to show you how everything is going to change, or should I say, is changing for the better. This is big. I have what I call the four horsemen of my portfolio. These are the four big cryptos. Some of you already know. Some of you have been following along. I share the portfolio. I share what's going on. Big major moves. 7 digits worth of crypto. I'm trying to get it up there. We will be there, but I want to go over for the XRP army some big information on the time frames that you need to be watching, the catalysts out there. Oh, so much more. And Solana, family, if you're with me on that, wait till you hear what I got for you today. Another massive discussion. We'll say discussion. I don't want to say announcement, but discussion, because another $1 billion purchase coming. It's big stuff, man. Anyway, so bigger news than that, though. What could be bigger? That's right. Code Moon is live. Moon. Moon. Anybody remember what that's from? I think that was in the Stan, Stephen King's Stan from the TV version. The one guy that played and coach used to say that. Oh, man, it was such a good show. Anyways, if you know, you know. Moon spells moon, and it gets you 50% off the earner tier. I'm going to be live stream trading today, 2 o'clock. And if you're not in there, you have to be an earner. Learner doesn't do it, but earner does. And we got the expert traders, all this and more. And so if you'd like to join, first thing, like I said, first one down below. And for those who have not done the webinar, what are you waiting on? This is pure fire. Me teaching in here, there's no cost. I just go over for an hour, the 4-step framework for successful technical analysis. Learn from a national champion coach / teacher. This is it. All right. Yeah, let's talk. So Solana is in my mix. XRP is in my mix. All of these are in the mix. And I want to kind of talk about it a little bit. We know the Fed meeting's coming up. So I'm going to sit back. We're going to discuss this in this video. As you can see, the Fed meeting. Trump calls for bigger interest rate cut ahead of Fed. He wants the 50 basis points. He wants it cut as much as possible. And he has been very vocal about that. Not only that, his investments into the bonds that would do very, very well with these cuts, he's heavily invested. I've been following his investments as well. So I'm not fighting the Fed. I'm not fighting DC. I think they're going to do it. I think you are starting to see Trump's Fed pick, Stephen Mirren, I believe it's pronounced, clears key Senate hurdle. And so there you go. We're going to get that final vote there. He's going to be another person most likely going to be on the side of the president. So you get more and more people in the Fed that probably will do what the president wants, because he can talk to them, interview them, see what they're on board with, what he thinks. And if so, there they go. So with all this happening, Wednesday, tomorrow, is going to be the day that you are going to hear about the 25 basis point cut. But how aggressive are they going to talk? And that's the $1 million question. Jay Powell's pretty good about handling the mic at the meeting. I think it's like 2:30. They announced it at 2, and then they have the 2:30 meeting. So I'll be paying attention to that, and day trading. I'm day trading it too. So I'm going to day trade this thing. We're going to see how it goes. I am pumped. I figure I'll either have one double or I'll lose it all on one trade tomorrow. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to watch, definitely get in there and watch. But that leads us to a couple of things. One, the Fed cut. They're expecting 25 basis points. It's should be a done deal unless there's some kind of, I don't even know what you want to call it, just craziness that all of a sudden they do 50 basis points. But with Trump getting his voice out there, you might hear talk of a 50 basis point cut. In other words, you might have a vote where it's unanimous, where everybody votes for a cut, or you get maybe one, or I'm going to guess 2 people vote for 50 basis points, maybe 3. If that is the case, you are going to start to see that get priced in immediately in terms of like TLT, TMF going higher, yields dropping because they see the Fed wants to drop more than they expect. I don't know. These are all guesses. But by the end of this year, they are calling for a strong possibility that they are going to cut roughly 3 times, 71% chance 3 times or more. And so that's what I'm watching for. That's what I want. I want 3 times or more by the end of this year. That moves us forward. All right, so we got that. Now, why do I bring up the Fed and what's it got to do with XRP, Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the four horsemen of my portfolio? Well, one, I got over 500,000. I got 600,000 plus in these right now, looking to make it a cool million by the end of this month. We're close. I keep buying, and I keep eyeing what I'm going to buy next. And I have my eye on one special one. Now, you guys know I'm watching XRP. Of course, I got 6 digits in XRP. 95% chance of a spot ETF approved in 2025. I told you this back in 2024 it was going to happen. I told you it was at like 50-something percent. That's probably the best bet you can do because I had it in October plus or minus 1 month. I was saying that in 2024. And for those who follow this channel, you know, once again, spot on. A lot of you made some money off of this. You said, Mo, I'm already up. It's already 90. I bought it at 50-something. I'm up 90-something. You're welcome. I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys, for those who made it, I'm happy to hear it. But here's what you need to know. Once we get into the spot XRP ETFs, why is this so big? Because they actually go out and buy the XRP. And that's big. Because I can tell you firsthand, I know people who say they don't want to deal with the crypto. It's too expensive on the exchanges. And guess what? I'm with you. I know people are going to be, oh, what do you mean, Mo? I am with them. It's a pain. I have retirement accounts. I want to buy XRP spot. I don't want to go out there and go into an exchange and try to have it transferred. How do I get into my retirement? I want to buy an ETF. And I'm okay paying that 0.1, 0.2% management fee a year to get access and ease and all that through here. And what I'm guessing, some of these funds, I'm going to guess, are going to have a special for the first 6 months to a year or up to so much money that they don't charge you a management fee. And then after that, they will. So you got key dates to watch right here. Key date, Grayscale, big one. You guys know I have a lot of that right there. So they have their application. They have you got all of these down here. You can read the different companies. And but what do you notice? 18th, 19th, 20th, 23rd, 14th. I'm thinking, and this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they got the information they need. You have watched how these companies have been given stuff to do, and they do it, and the SEC reaches back, and more papers are put in, and that's the good news. So what I'm expecting is this week. See these 4 right here, all around the same week. I'm guessing that the SEC is going to do a batch approval. All of these at the same time, possibly all 5. I don't know. I would think these 4 though. And they did it with Ethereum. They did it with Bitcoin. They did a batch, so no one really had a first mover advantage. And that's what I'm thinking. So that week of October 18th, basically whatever the deadline is for that, that's when I would expect it by at the latest. Now, if they don't do it then, well then obviously they kick the can down the road a little bit with crossing the T's, dotting the I's, something. It's not that it won't get done. It would just be delayed probably for another 4 weeks to 6 weeks. And that's why I said October to November is my best time frame. Now, we got that, right? So I like XRP, but I got to tell you, I got the 4 horsemen. The 4 horsemen. Bitcoin is not aging well, blah, blah, blah. 27 billion in Ethereum ETFs. Dude, money is rolling and buzz is building around XRP and even Dogecoin. Now, I have the 4 horsemen. I like it. And I actually like Dogecoin in this situation as well. And I may take a small position in that as well because of the ETF buzz. For those who've been following me, you know I'm big on that. But here's the one I wanted to talk to you about. Pantera. Look at this. And summer capital raised $1.25 billion to turn a neurotech firm into a Solana treasury company. It's the beginning. These treasury companies are still popping up. You're going to hear bad press and this and that, and it's okay. And this is more money flowing into these. And what do you think is going to happen? Well, if it continues this way, we should see some good upward momentum as these spot ETFs are approved through October, November, December, and then Q1. Now, add on to this information the idea of the Clarity Act down in DC. The Senate is working on whatever they're doing. The hopes are to have all this thing done, signed, put on the president's desk to have signed by the end of this year. That would be fantastic. I don't know if I'm expecting that. I think it would probably be Q1, my personal opinion. But they are saying they are trying to get this thing done, though, before year's end. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm going to guess it's going to be Q1 instead. Surprise me. Make me happy and surprise me. Now, Solana is what I told you I want, and Solana is what I am going to buy. So I only had a half a position on Solana. I was doing some buying on Friday, and I was thinking about buying it, but I wanted to continue my DCA. And so now I see it coming down. It's at the 5. I'm going to be blunt. It got hot. The reason I didn't buy it the other day, it was up to 75 on the RSI down here. I wanted it between 50 and 60. Most likely, I'm gonna probably buy some today. I might even there's some other plays I might do. Get into the Discord, folks. First link down below. Code MOON. I am looking to possibly buy some here, and if it goes down to the 13, double that position again of what I buy at the 5. So I'm thinking about doing that and another crypto out there. But I like what I'm seeing. It needed to relax a little bit. It did now. It's ready for that next leg. So for anybody watching Solana saying, how high can it go? It can go higher. I can tell you this right now. When you got announcements of, hey, we're going to build $1 billion this and $1 billion that, oh, it's good news. And that moves us to XRP. I want to make sure we look at the different graphs here, what's going on. XRP's just been under fire. It's just plain and simple. You guys can see we topped out. Now we're coming back down. And that's okay, because I told you the 13 EMA is what I'm watching. I'm keeping an eye on that. I'm not panicking. I'd like to keep this price above $3 by the end of today. We will see if it does it. As long as we stay above the 13 EMA at 298, I'll be happy. And that's the goal. If we fail there, then I got to worry about the 50. We fail at the 50, then I got to start making decisions. I don't want to have to make a decision. I want to be able to hold and just let this thing go. But I also know some of these things can get tricky and they can start to reverse. So I am an active trader, so do not be surprised on my active trading. But right now, I am in the boat of wanting to buy more, not to sell, because I think it's actually going to hold between the 50 and the 13. That's the yellow line and the red line, and that would be my buy zone, and then I would take a chance there. But if it did fail and start to fall below the 50, we could go all the way back down to 277 as a major support. I doubt we do. I think we'll just kind of have new higher lows, new higher low, new higher low, and we'll continue higher. That's my game plan for now. I'll let you know. And then we got Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of been the surprise of just sleeping, man. Everybody's watching it. We actually had an opening, closing candle yesterday up. Now today we're starting down. So we'll see how this goes. I told you what I'm expecting here. A big unicorn here. We're coming out, a little consolidation, a little green up, a little red down, and then we're going to have that unicorn horn as we go forward. That's my opinion. I don't know if it'll happen, but I'm not going to be surprised. The Fed action tomorrow is what should drive a lot of this. All right, folks. That's a monster amount of information. I hope it helps you. Yeah, that's what I'm watching for. Hit that first link down there, code MOON. It should be automatic, but 50% off where you get it for 25 bucks, 80 something cents a day to be in there, which is incredibly crazy. I hear people are charging 100, 200, 1,000 for a month. You guys can come in here for 25 bucks, 80 something cents a day, and I guarantee you this is fire. It is fire. Second thing. 4-step framework for successful technical analysis, my webinar where I'm teaching down there, second link down below. And the biggest, I would argue the biggest I have seen, this has to be the best that I have seen from Moomoo in a promotion. Absolutely crazy. You guys can see what they're doing here. Man, plus an 8.1% APY on uninvested cash. just incredible. But I know this is limited. I think it's almost done. I think we have like a week and a couple days left before this goes away. This is exclusive to my channel. You ain't going to go anywhere else and be able to get that. So what you see is the third link. Take advantage of it. Absolutely one of the best deals I've ever seen from them. And you can't really beat that, man. It's just incredible. All right, that's the update for today. I appreciate you stopping by. I will see you in the Discord.